Hi everyone! What an incredible day it is today. And if you're not feeling it, I want you to close your eyes and say it 10 times. It's an incredible day, it's an incredible day, and I bet you it's going to be an incredible day. Remember, whatever we give out to the universe gives us back. I'm Debbie, I'm coming to you from New View Fitness. Today we're making stewed chicken, Trinidad style stewed chicken. So how do we make this dish lean, right? This is something that people use a lot of sugar, brown sugar, they use oil, some people put butter in it, but we're not gonna do all that. We're gonna make Trini style stewed chicken a little leaner. So first thing, instead of using a whole chicken, we're gonna use just chicken legs. Now, if you look at the fat content in an entire chicken, there are certain parts of it that's really fatty. The wing, the neck, the thighs. Now, these are all things that add fat to your meal, right? But if you're like me, I love bone, right? I love the bone in when I eat chicken because to me, the breast is a little too dry. So I choose chicken legs, right? It's pretty lean and it's delicious. So here we go. We're gonna make stewed chicken. So I picked a nice big pot to do this. The key is that you want the chicken to spread out at the bottom of the pot nice and evenly, right? You don't want to pack it on because then it won't pick up the sugar. This is 14 chicken legs and I'm only using 2.5 tablespoons of brown sugar, okay? So we're gonna let that heat up, and once it starts turning brown and frothing is when we're gonna throw the chicken in. All right, so this is perfect. I'm gonna throw in my chicken. Okay, so the key here is putting the heat on medium heat, okay? Or even medium to low heat. You want the sugar to caramelize nice and slowly on the bottom. Do not cover it. If you cover it, it's gonna generate a lot of water, which is gonna dilute the sugar. Again, we didn't use that much sugar, so we wanna make sure that each piece is coated nicely with that sugar, so do not cover it. Okay, so it's been about 8 to 10 minutes now. I haven't even turned this chicken yet. This is exactly how I started. And as you could look at the way the sugar, again, is caramelizing to the bottom. I'm not ready to turn this yet, but one side is getting a lot of that sugar, right? So we're gonna leave it for maybe another 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna turn it so the other side of the chicken can be caramelized as well. Again, and that's why I kind of use this big pot, right? So because we want the chicken to spread out nice and even at the bottom. All right, so I've already turned it to the other side. As you can see, it's getting a really nice color. We're just gonna leave this to cook for a little bit longer. All right, so as you can see, this is a pretty great color. So as soon as it started coating well, I turned up the heat because I want this to cook a little faster. And I told you I saved some seasoning to the end. So do you see how this is kind of sticking to the bottom? I'm gonna throw some extra seasoning on top, a little bit of that garlic, and I'm gonna turn it up again. And the reason I do this is because the more seasoning you add to these dishes, the more flavor you get. Again, so the less of the unhealthy things you have to add, right? So I love to put a little extra seasoning just right at the end, and I'm gonna let that cook for a little while, and then we're almost done here. So I'm gonna add a little bit of water once it's kind of done frying down a little bit. Just a little bit, because I like gravy in mine. Some people like it dry, so it's okay. But I'm gonna add a little gravy because guess what? I'm having this with jasmine rice. So I'm gonna put that extra water. Once it starts cooking, I'll turn it off. Once it starts boiling. One of the things to notice, you see all this brownness on the side of the pot? Guess what? I'm gonna scrape that off. So I'm gonna take the hot water, throw it over to the side, and I'm just gonna start taking that off. All the flavor is there, all the sugar is there. I don't wanna miss that, right? So I'm gonna scrape all of that off and put it into my stewed chicken. So we're all done. Again, remember, I did not use any oil in this pot. I took the sugar and I threw it right in the hot pot, right? So I saved on oil. I didn't use any butter. So a lot of times people like to use Golden Ray butter. It's a salted butter that Trinis love to put in their food. And don't get me wrong, it's super delicious. But if we're trying to save calories, We're not gonna use butter. It's pretty much seasoning, chicken with a little bit of sugar. So this was 14 chicken legs. I am going to separate this into 7 servings. So that's 2 chicken legs per serving. And if I were to calculate the amount of calories it has in that with the amount of sugar, we're about 350 calories, right? Because by separating this into 7, it's really only about a 1/3 tablespoon of sugar per serving. And then each 2 chicken legs will probably yield about 150 grams of meat. We're not counting the bone. All right, so this is my dinner. I've got 2 chicken legs in here with 100 grams of boiled jasmine rice. This chicken with the 1/3 tablespoon of sugar is only about 350 calories. And then this 100 grams of jasmine rice is about 100. So this entire meal is 450 calories. I mean, that's pretty incredible, especially because stewed chicken is like so delicious. And a lot of times people think they can't eat all of these things, right? Because it's unhealthy. But let's learn how to make things healthier. All right, so I hope you guys liked it. If you make this at home, tag us in it, take a picture, let us know how you like it. We'd love some feedback. So again, like it, share it, comment on it. All of these great things are gonna help us know how we're reaching you. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook. And if there's any recipes that you'd like me to try to lower the calories on, I'd love to try. So please send it my way. All right, well, have a blessed day, everyone.